Good morning everyone and welcome to Farming Simulator 25. We're currently on the Lady Hill map based in Northern Ireland, and we'll be doing a play along with the Daggerwin Chainsaw's $0 competitive challenge, trying to stick to exactly the same rules as they're playing with. So we start with identical machinery. We have the New Holland 8430, the class Lexion 520, the header and the cramp trailer. We also start with same fields as Daggerwin started with, so field 7, which is a grass field, field 14, which is a potato field, and field 84, which is carrots currently. Now unfortunately we couldn't get the same crop. It randomizes when you load in the game, so this is what we have. We will be selling all three of those shortly for a good reason, and I'll show you why. Now the whole purpose of this video is because I thought it'd be fun, and I've seen many comments from other viewers telling them what they're doing wrong, and rather than doing that, I thought I'd do a video showing how I would start it, and hopefully A, it doesn't annoy them, and B, other people can do the same. Now if you haven't seen Daggerwin and Chainsaw's video, I would suggest you stop this right now and go and watch theirs. Mine is well, the Timu version of that, so forgive me, just thought we'd try something different. Now we are indeed going to first off put the speed to 6 times as they play out. Now sometimes I might go to 5 because I see them moving up and down in the time scales, but we'll try and stick to 6 times, and we're going to start by selling all these fields because we do not want them. So sell that, we'll sell that, and we'll sell that. Now I do want a canola field to begin with, as well as a cereal crop. Now there aren't many large ones. We've got 21 here. We really only want to stick to large fields that have main road access. Now it's not the best soil type, but we are probably going to start with that. So first things first, we're going to jump in the combine. Let's get the header loaded up and get down to that field and get a worker started on it so we can start working on our farm. Now we are going a little bit extreme today. All of this kit we have right now will be sold today, even this combine, and I think we should take the header trailer, but I'm not going to. It's not that far, and I'm hoping the entrance is a double entrance and it should be easy to get in. But yeah, we will be selling that other tractor, the trailer, and even this combine after we've done our harvesting today, because we want something slightly different. We want to give ourselves the best chance on day one, and the more money we can invest in productions on day one, I think the better we will do. So let's head towards our new canola field, harvest that up. We'll stick it on a worker while we then focus on our farmyard. Now if the video quality seems terrible and my voice is awful, my apologies. This is my first Farming Simulator video. It could well be my last, but we'll see how it goes. So this is our field here on the right, so we're going to open up, and it is indeed perfect. A double gate, so our header will have no trouble getting in there, and we are going to set this on a worker. Perfect. Now first things first, we won't sell the header trailer just yet, but we are going to sell these two. So I think I made a bit of a mistake with the money I put in, because the idea is they start from 0, but they both had a silage pit they sold. Now I'm also going to start with that money because they did, and it makes it fairer, I think. So for some reason I've got 4233 and I should have £32,386. So you take 7,000. So as you'll see, I'm using all the same mods apart from this particular Power Tools mod, and I'll explain why later. So that is exactly the same money as they started with after selling their silage pit, and that's going to become... oh no, that's why I had it. Okay, I'm an idiot. I did have the rights because I sold and bought land, so we're going to put that back in. See, right, so that's better. Let's open this, and then put these in here. We are going to sell 33,000 and 33,000. Now we are going to lease. I know, we're going to lease a tractor. Now we could go for the Challenger, it's cheap, but it doesn't have a 3-point on the front, and this is an ugly tractor. But until something better comes up in the sale, this is what we'll be leasing. We will also need a new trailer because it was far too small, and we could go for something like the Powerflex, but it has the front axle that isn't fixed, and I do not like that, so we're going to go with the Bailey. Let's pick up that. It's working, fantastic. So we're going to get this over to the field so we can unload. And once we've done that, we're going to sit and look at our farmyard, because I think I have some serious frustrations with how tight it is, the sheds, the layout. It would infuriate me. Now, I'm not technically sure if it's in the rules, but I didn't see, unless someone corrects me, I didn't see a reason why I can't do this. Now, I understand some of the comments will be it's not really playing along with the spirit of the game, or what Daggerwin Chainsaw are trying to do, and that's not necessarily what I'm trying to do. It's just an alternative start to increase our money at the end of the day. So let's stick this here. Poorly as per. Driving is terrible. So we are now going to, this is our farmyard, and if you've been watching Daggerwin Chainsaw series, you'll know exactly what it looks like and how much of a pain in the backside it is. So we are going to, first off, a little bit cheeky, but we're going to sell this because we need another one, so we're going to sell that, and then we are going to sell the farmyard. I know, I'll explain in a minute. We need something to create a brand new farmyard from scratch. I want it on this main drag here, and I want it with at least a double gate, so somewhere up here. 15,000 is pretty good. 22,000. So let's visit some of these. No, no. We want to put production on, so that's no good. Oh, this looks nice. A little bit of slope off. Does it have a big double gate? Yes, it does. So we're going to have that. That's cheap. 24,000. So while the worker is doing that, we are going to start building our new farmyard. So first things first, I think we need some sheds, and I rather like, just for price and somebody to put the tractors, this base game £10,000 one seems perfect. So let's stick that in here, and then think we'll stick another one here. Here. We could get productions on there. But I think I like... I don't know, what do we think? Another one there. No, let's stick it here. Have it across the way, we can maybe eventually put a house or something there. Anyway, so... Now, the other frustration with the original farm is you can't even sleep in it, even if you do own the farmhouse. So that is a bit of a problem. Now, what we're going to do now, we still have 420,000, so we absolutely want to replace our silo that we had, which is this one. So we're going to place this down. We want to be able to drive up and drop it straight in there. And I will be putting in the barley that they will both start with, 62,566 litres. So we're going to place this here. Well, then going to probably... So we want to place down one of these, one of the larger ones, just because the capacity is slightly bigger on the input, and not it matters because it's going to go into the silo, but it goes faster. More productions more cycles per month. So let's do that down there. Then we get to the fun part. We are going to place down greenhouses. Lots of greenhouses, because well, everyone knows the greenhouses make some serious money. So we don't really need, because we're going... let's put it like that. And like that. We need some water sources, or a water source. So we're in containers. There we go. So we need a water source, and we're going to put this here, and I'll show you why in a minute. I'll be able to drive up the centre of it. And then we want a few of these things. Because they'll act like batteries. Perfect. So, that's good. We are going to nearly 80% full. Let's see where he is, and we're going to empty him. Where are you? He's coming around. So as I say, this isn't designed to, ouch, step on Daggerwin Chainsaw's toes. I think we'll wait till he comes around again, but he'll be on the wrong side, but that's fine. So this is meant to step on Daggerwin's toes, or Chainsaws. It's just an alternative start. Now we do need a second tractor, and we are going to lease that one again, because we can, and it's just going to be one of these little massive Fergusons. This will be replaced, but at £1,100 for a few months, it's really not the end of the world. And then we do need now a tanker for the water, and we won't need much, to be fair, so we are going to buy that one. We won't actually need that much, and I'll show you why shortly. Aha, here is I'm going to jump in, I think. Well, that was entirely stupid. So we're just going to load him. In the most painful way possible, because I am truly terrible at this game. There we go. Perfect. Bum, bum. Start this off again. See if he gets confused because it's all okay. Let's get confused. Where are you going? Okay, I have to trust that that's going to work. So we're going to pick up our tiny little water barrel. That tiny little massive focusing. As I say, I haven't actually checked the sails, to be fair. That I should have done that probably. Nah. I'm going to go out fill a greenhouse and get them working. And then we need to look for our second piece of land. Now I want, because we have the grain mill, I want wheat or barley, a cereal crop, to turn into flour. Which makes sense to me. So I will see you back at our new farmyard. So here we are, coming up on the farmyard, and we'll look for the gate somewhere here. We will, in a minute, concrete or gravel all of this. I think it's not urgent, to be fair, but that grass will grow because it was a grass field, and we could harvest some of it because the plan is to get sheep and goats and turn the wool into fabric and sell the goat's milk. We may get a dairy, but we'll see. So no, we don't want to do that. So we want to refill, and then we should be able to unload instantaneously. So I say so a lot, I know. Damn saving. Right. So in our productions we should have perfect, and that'll just keep on. I'm going to change this to selling. Now we could store it all up, load it onto a trailer, but we don't want to do that. So, yeah, this will just take from those. So leave that running. So here we are back at our new farm. Didn't do a lot. Into our, oh, that's all. Easy double entrance right into a massive farmyard. Do love the gravel sound in this game. Anyway, so we're going to dump this canola and turn on the production for canola. So activate, and we're going to sell it. Now again, we could start doing it up, but I think I hate the work. It's just too time consuming, and I cannot use a front loader to save my life. And super strength and auto loading is allowed. Now, what we are now going to do is we need 62,566, as much as we can, litres of barley. So we're going to do this. So it's going to be nearly. We're going to now look for 4 of these. I could go in and edit the XML, but in all honesty, that is it. Almost easier to get into. So 106 barley, because and I do like this sharing. So we started produce with the silo. I know it frustrates some players with, but I rather like it. So 43,000. We need 62,000. So we're going to fill that once more. 3 hectares, and then we're going to stop it 4.2 hectares, give or take, and we end with 4. Let's try that. And 4.2, so twice the volume of land, which is fantastic. Now, while we're doing that, let's add a bit of 62,200. 62,600. Crazy. So what we'll do now is fill the vehicle, nothing, empty it out. Perfect. So we now have the barley. We're going to activate that, and again we're going to sell flour. So we're running canola and flour. We now need to get this back to the field. So I'll see you back over there. Again, look at this, straight out onto the main drag. Love it. Don't think. Again, this is huge frustration. This map. Daggerwin Chainsaw, discuss it, but it's you can't really do a great deal. That was not the neatest job in the world. I fully appreciate that. Really should do some smoothing. I thought this would have been more level than that, but it'll do. So let's do some water. Now when we went to the combine again, we're going to come and bring it back. That's pretty good. And here we are back at the field. Let's see if he needs unloading. So we're going to go down, back up again. Let's turn around. Our biggest issue is running 6 times. As I say, we will be selling. I think we're going to take over from Kim's. Really easy. So yeah, the biggest frustration when you're running, when we have the cash to do that, we can do that. And hopefully there's one on the sale. Sometimes not necessarily an hour in the day. So we're definitely when it comes to subscribing to the seeding, we're going to need. I don't think it does. Larger equipment, honest opinion. And then we get the issue of trying to get it into fields. There isn't that many big fields. When you come to sell it at the end, so virtually get back what you paid for it. I think we'll see how that goes. So while we're doing that, let's have a quick look, see if we can find the BGA on this particular hedges out. I know you probably should take the hedges out in real life. That would be like, and there is hedgerows serve a very important purpose. I was pretty sure there was. I don't think it would be a realistic description in real life to remove some hedges to make access easier. Over this map, it's just not possible. Although, one interesting thing, and it didn't come up, you can actually buy. So you can go to farmland. You can actually buy every single piece of land for nothing, with all the trees and everything. Easy. I think that's cheating, to be fair. But you can tell actually by going to silage, which is interesting. And we will be doing some tree work because there is one on the map. It's only 250 kilowatts. It's tiny. So we probably, if we carry on the series next episode, we'll do some. Damn, you missed combine. The long plan is to buy an area specifically to grow trees. I know Daggerwin and Chainsaw have both done that. We're going to get on with this. There's a good reason for it, but I will see you. Endgame money. Finish this field. I would really like, we'll have a look how much it costs in a minute. I would really like. So I believe there is a BGA on this map, I believe. Just by the farmer's market. Okay, I'm not going to wait up because we've messed that up. Wow, terrible. I think canola to get the grain all started. I will add in the barn 62,000 litres. I'm going to take over from the worker in a minute, but before we do, I'm fully aware that I have some advantages. We're going to have a look over Daggerwin and Chainsaw. The main one being I get hindsight. I can see everything that's and I think we don't want to be field flipping for sure, but I don't think there's any harm in looking for fields that are ready to harvest, to be fair. And I don't think so. So we'll leave that for now. But as you can see, we've already made sold products. £10,000 in sold products. Which is nice. Now, one thing I want to do, and again, I think I'll be shot down for how unrealistic it is, but it is part of the base game. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't. Is we're making this, and why on earth shouldn't we use one of these? Now, these will allow, when pallets spawn, to be sold with an extra 10%. So we're going to go into, and we're going to change these to storing, and when a pallet is ready, it will spawn it and immediately sell it at 20% increase. Now, what's quite interesting is if you sell direct from there, you lose 10%, I believe, and then if we sell it in our own farmers market, it's a 20% increase. So we're actually making 30% more. Now, on canola oil, which at its peak is 6,000, 30%, well, that'll go from 5,400 up to 6,200, so considerable increase there. You should pay the £10,000 off the investment fairly quickly. So how's that working here? I'll work as an idiot. Yeah, so you're going to get yourself stuck again, mate. Shocker. You're going to reverse, level up. Yeah. Drop it down. So I would use Courseplay. I think it's such a great mod, Courseplay, especially for baling. Now, we're not going to bale this only because it will involve renting a baler, then renting some way to collect them all, storing them all, to sell them. And to be honest with you, I think I'd much rather take the fertilisation stake. We will buy a baler when one comes up in the sale. Pretty sure there isn't nothing in them. So when one comes up in the sale, we may even try. I know. Remember in FS25, if you rented something, leased something, and kept hold of it for a certain amount of time, it would then end up in the sale. So we may try that. I don't know if it still works. Or there was a good possibility it would turn up in the sale. So we might try that. We shall see. But I don't think there's much else once we've harvested this, and I think we are going to drop that down to ×5 just to make sure we have enough time in the day to get this field harvested before it gets dark. We are going to have to find a way to sleep on this map, and I don't think I really want to spend. We can just fast forward time, and we may well do, but the cheapest house, 55,000, seems like a waste of time. I'll sleep in my greenhouses. Sounds good to me. I would put a cheap tent or a sleep anywhere, but it's not a mod that they use. I'm not entirely sure how they do sleep, to be honest with you, because I know the farmhouses don't allow sleeping. I did look. I don't think, on a normal map, if you don't own the farmhouse, you can still sleep there. So let's see if any of these are sleepable. I think this is it. Interesting, cow pasture. Again, how much is this? Ooh, that's pricey. See if we can find anywhere that will allow us to go inside it. There's nothing in that one. And like I say, normally you can sleep anywhere in any farmhouse, even if you don't own it. So no, that's a no on that one. Looks like there's one over there. House there. Nothing. There's nothing on the inside, you can't open them. So there's no real way. Let's check this house quickly. No, there's just nowhere to sleep on this map. So you rejoin us as we finish harvesting this wheat field. Unfortunately, it did start raining. Now, normally I would stop and wait until the rain eased off because it does affect yield. Unfortunately, as you can see here, this is the last month we can harvest the wheat. So we don't do it today, it will wither, and we really don't want that. So we're just finishing off this. We will drop this off. In fairness, I don't think we will. I think we'll bring the trailer over to the combine, and then we can take our combine and go and sell it. It is getting very late, unfortunately, but I do want to get this combine sold today. As I say, we wouldn't normally finish this late if we were playing along with Daggerwin and Chainsaw series, but we had to get this field harvested. So we shall. So finish unloading this, and I will see you back at the store. So we're back at the store, and we are going to sell this combine. As I say, we will replace it when something bigger comes up in the sale, but we won't need this, I think, for another year. So there's no point in holding on to it. As we're saying so again for the 18th minute time. We're going to repair. We can't really afford to repaint, unfortunately. So 165,000 in the header. We can repaint that, repair that, and sell that for another 11,000, which is 192,000. We want to also, because we certainly don't need it anymore, sell the header trailer. I don't think it's much, £2,000. No, but it's better than a kick in the teeth. So off we go. We will next episode pull that over. We don't need it for tonight, and we are going to throw down 3 more before finishing greenhouses, because we can. 1, 2, not the best place for them because I'm rushing slightly. 3, and a sawmill ready for the next episode. So let's have a look which we'll be putting it in there. We want to be driving it in, which I think, yep, that's our loading. Oh no, our loading's there. We want to drive it in. So just for ease, this is going to go here. Slight smoothing to be able to get in and out. There we go. do need, just very briefly, to add water to these. Make sure they're turned on. They all have water. Activate and selling. Activate and selling. Activate and selling. So here we have it. This is our farmyard. So we end the episode. Yeah, granted, we own 0 tractors, no combine harvester. I appreciate that, but we do own 6 greenhouses, a sawmill, and a grain mill, as well as nearly twice as much arable land as when we started the series. So as I say, feel free to comment how badly I did it, or if you enjoyed it. And like I say, if Daggerwin or Chainsaw have an issue with it, please let me know. My apologies, not my intention. I'm just playing a game that I purchased with a certain set of rules, but again, not here to step on anyone's toes, and apologise if I do. So if you enjoy it, let me know, and I might make a second one. Happy farming. Bye guys.